Hello everyone, this is Lincoln's Prime coming to you today with the final NECA Godzilla review. This is the NECA Godzilla 2014. And as always, we'll be taking a quick look at the box. Basically, on the front, you have the 2014 poster. On the side, you have the 2014 poster and Godzilla and the NECA logo. You get the same thing on the other side. Well, a little bit different. You get the MonsterVerse logo on the bottom. On the back, you get some promo shots of the figure as well as a brief bio. And you can pause the video to read that. On the bottom, you have literally nothing. On the top, you get Godzilla and the poster. This flap opens up on the inside. Basically, you get a nice look of the figure as well as the clamshell where the figure was on the inside. So as far as the box goes, that's about it. And moving right along, here we have Godzilla 2014 out of the box, and this is the reissue version, so this does have some differences from the original release. I heard that on the original release, I guess there was a problem with the jaw, but I guess they fixed that now, and as well as the paint, where the paint on the last version was more shinier, whereas this version has a little bit more of a flat color and a little bit of shine, which I think looks pretty cool. It's kind of like he's coming out of the water, so I think that's a pretty nice detail. As far as like paint goes though, like you get this nice charcoal gray, pretty similar to some of the other Godzilla figures that we've seen. This might just be a little bit darker. There's some grayish green right here on the kind of stomach area, kind of going up to the neck and all the way down throughout the tail, which I think looks really good. The nails are painted a glossy black right there. Nothing really on the fingernails though. The head is nicely painted. The inside of the mouth, it's a little hard to see, but the inside of the mouth is painted just like a dark red. You can kind of see some of that red on the tongue, and as well as the teeth being nicely painted. It doesn't look very sloppy, and the eyes are also painted in nice yellowish white right there, so that's pretty cool. But yeah. But as far as the overall look goes, I mean, you get some nice scaly detail on the body, as well as just, I don't know, the figure just looks really cool in my opinion. It looks chonky, it looks just thick overall. But just detail in general, this is pretty good from what I've seen as far as just NECA figures, and this is also one of the more accurate figures. Also, the dorsal plates are a little bit smaller because, you know, this was the first Godzilla movie in the MonsterVerse, so his dorsal plates were way smaller than, say, here I'm taking the Bandai vinyl figure, for example. The dorsal plates grew on this one because this is the 2019 version. So, you know, you get the smaller dorsal plates on the 2014, which is accurate. But yeah, also as well as like the skinnier tail right here, whereas like 2019 and 2021 are more like thicker. But yeah, no, detail's pretty solid on this guy. In terms of articulation, it's basically about the same as the other Godzilla figures. You get the ball joint at the head, so it could kind of just rotate around a little bit. It does get a little bit stopped just from this section right here, and also some of the scaly detail that kind of blocks it there. The jaw opens up a little bit wider than I believe the original release, which looks really cool. There's a ball joint at the base of the neck, so this can swivel around. There's a ball joint in the torso, so that can go kind of all the way around. Kind of, you can't really go, I mean you can, it's a little bit stiff, but you can't really do full 360 as well. There's a ball joint in the arms, so these can go all the way around and out just a little bit and in a little bit more. There's a ball joint and hinge joint at the elbows, so that can go up about that much, and as well as a swivel in the hand. There's no finger movement though, as just, you know, like some of the other Godzilla figures. There's also a double ball joint in the thigh, so this can go out just a little bit. It looks kind of weird from this angle, and especially from the back, because you get this weird kind of cut right here, but it doesn't look too bad. And there's a bend at the knee, which isn't too great, but it's okay. There's also a swivel at the ankle, as well as a pivot, because this is on a ball joint, and it can go in and down a little bit like so. When it comes to the tail, The tail is 3 segments right here. So there's a ball joint in here, here, and here, and in here. So these can kind of swivel around a little bit. And then the rest of this tail right here is a bendy wire tail, which is probably one of the longest bendy wire tails I've seen. Just for example, just popping this off, like this is the bendy wire tail. So you can kind of get some okay range out of it, but because of how thick this section is right here, you can't really move it around as much. You only really get any good range like right in this area, and then it kind of stops right in here where this part is like a little bit more soft. So as far as range for this part goes, it's not the best, but you can get some okay curvature out of it. In terms of accessories, you don't get anything, you just get this, which comes separate in the box, and you know, you don't really get an atomic breath piece, and if there was, the dorsal plates on this guy would be like blue, I'm assuming, as well as maybe just some blue on the inside of the mouth, but that is not the case, so you don't get any accessories with this guy, which is a little disappointing, but honestly, it's not too bad considering that his atomic breath didn't appear too much in the 2014 movie, more so kind of near the end of the movie. But you know, honestly, I'm not going to complain too much about it, just considering the fact that this figure actually looks really good. And just getting that tail back on. Come on. There we go. And with some of the articulation, you could get some pretty cool poses out of him. So yeah. Now for comparison, here we have Godzilla 2014 next to Godzilla 1956. Here he is next to the last figure I reviewed, the NECA 2001 Godzilla. Here he is with the Bandai Vinyl 2019 Godzilla. Here he is with the NECA Monkey King Kong. The SH Monster Arts 2021 Godzilla. I will do a review on him soon. For Gundam comparison, here he is next to the high-grade 1/144th scale Barbatos. And finally, the Robot Damashi Evangelion Unit 1. And my final comments on this guy. This is probably one of my favorite Godzilla figures from NECA. I know I say that a lot about most of my figures, in fact, even all of them. But honestly, like this feels like a good place to kind of end off these NECA Godzilla reviews. I only have the 6. I was only able to find the 6 that I've reviewed so far. But yeah, honestly, you know, I don't have very many problems with this guy. The painting is amazing, the sculpting is amazing. I think they did a way better job on this than they did on the last release, especially fixing the problem with the jaw, and as well as making that paint look way more, just more like flat, like that flat color, and having just a little bit of some shiny parts in it just to add for some extra detail. And also just the likeness is really good, in my opinion. It looks very similar to how he appeared on screen in 2014. But yeah, just, you know, this will be the last NECA review, so I'm going to be very sad to not really be making these anymore. But I thank you guys for just watching these videos and kind of coming along with me for this journey, and I really appreciate it. But yeah, this is Lincoln Prime signing off. See you guys.